all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. This is going to be a video that really just covers one topic, Desmond TuTu, and how he mixes in with Harry and Meghan and Chris Shipp, who is a royal reporter for ITV. So let's just jump in, shall we? Let's go. We are starting off this morning with a very sad story. Desmond TuTu has passed away at the age of 90. This man helped abolish apartheid. He earned a Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. His life and his legacy rivals that of Prince Philip. He was a man of faith. He was a preacher. He was just an amazing human being. In late 2015, he even met with Prince Harry to present him with an honor on behalf of Queen Elizabeth. He was a very modest man. He was uncomfortable with limousines. He didn't like police escorts. He was always on time, and the articles are saying that he showed his appreciation and thanked everybody from the upper echelon all the way down to bellhops and maids. He showed no difference in the way he behaved to people from the top to the bottom. Definitely somebody that certain people should start to emulate. This is where the controversy begins, because Chris Shipp, who is an ITV royal reporter, I've never met him. Frankly, I hadn't really heard of him before this whole mess happened, but we're going to cover that in a minute, wrote a post how sad he was to hear of Desmond TuTu's death. But what pissed everybody off, I believe, are the pictures of him with Harry and Meghan. People on Twitter were very quick to point out that he had met with Nelson Mandela. He had met with the Queen numerous times throughout his life, like going all back into the 50s. He'd met the Queen multiple times. And people couldn't figure out, of all the photos in the world that he could have used, why did he put up one with Harry and Meghan? Some of the statements were ones like this, where Chris Shipp was being accused of reducing the man's legacy to that of meeting Princess Pinocchio and her hostage husband, where they compared their hardships to those of some very poor African children, and their pain was greater, and of course had to be told by Tom Bradby. Somebody else mentioned that there was no mention of Mr. TuTu being a patron of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award for 38 years. Now, the Queen, still being in deep mourning for Philip, we've all seen it, in her customary grace and style, put out a statement. She pointed out that he had tirelessly championed human rights in South Africa and across the world, and she spoke very fondly of him. Very sweet message. Somebody asked him why you're using pictures from a paid visit arranged by Meghan's PR firm, Sunshine Sachs, and Chris's response was what you see. But what I don't understand is why he still has not explained why he didn't use pictures of the Queen or Charles or Nelson Mandela or somebody else that would have made more of an impact. Why these two? The one comment that really caught my attention is the fact that one fought against racism and one uses it whenever things don't go her way. I do agree that he probably should have chose better pictures. Twitter was having none of this and was making the point that Mr. Shipp was apparently using Mr. TuTu's death to promote the Sussex group. And I thought, surely that can't be right. I mean, he's a royal reporter. And then the comments kept coming, right? And then I saw this, which made me stop and take a pause. Mr. Shipp made a comment on Twitter about Catherine's piano playing and said that Catherine's former piano teacher once said that she didn't think that she was ever going to be a concert pianist, basically putting down her playing skills. No pressure tonight. And again, people came to Catherine's defense. Royally Blunt pointed out that if ITV is going to broadcast a program by Catherine just to have their reporter insult her, they should probably just ignore the Cambridges and, focus on where their loyalty lies, because this was an insult that wasn't lost on anyone. And basically compared him to Omid Scobie. And the comments started coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming. And people pointed out that he is not a comedian, and he was not funny, and his comments were not appreciated in any way, shape, or form. Mr. Shipp then went on Twitter and asked if people were incapable of having a sense of humor, insinuating he meant that it was supposed to be a funny statement. And with that, more comments came. People said that they didn't see any humor in his comments, that it was mean-spirited, and it's a backtrack, and that's what bullies do. They backtrack whenever they're called out for the things that they say. You have to wonder, is it just that people love Catherine that much? Are they just sick of what's going on in Montecito? Because people just were not having this at all. I did find one comment in his favor on here where this person said they caught his meaning, but humor is lost on Twitter. Best not to try it. So you have to wonder, is he working for the Sussexes? Especially when this tweet came up where Chris had pointed out that Meghan just forgot to tell the court about the 50 gazillion emails and text messages that went back and forth over Finding Freedom. I will say, in his defense, he did post the article that you see above, where she was a solid pianist with a solid grade 5 music theory. There you go. He did post something in Catherine's favor. So I'm not quite sure what to make about all of this yet. I'm going to keep my eye on the situation, assuming, of course, that I don't get blocked, because apparently anybody who's been writing about him, from what I can see on Twitter, he immediately blocks them, which I don't get that. But okay, whatever. Do what you want. It's Finn update time. All right, he may not want to come near me at night. We're still having a few issues, and if I wake up and I lean over and pet him, if he's on top of the bed, he runs to the other side of the bed. But during the day, he has no problems with me. Watch this. It's early in the morning. Somebody came to me. Oh, you're grabbing onto my hand. Don't you want me to rub the belly? What you want your belly? Don't you want me to rub the belly? You want to play? You want to play? You want to play? Yes. Somebody's sweet. So I'd love to hear your comments on this one. Do you think that Chris Shipp is working for the Sussex group? Or do you think he's truly an ITV reporter with a bad sense of humor on Twitter? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future uploads. Don't forget to leave those comments below. You know how much I love to read them, and I use them in my videos. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Gab. You can email me. And for those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.